Hello, and welcome to Healing Through Art, a journey for single parents. I'm Charlene, and I'm so glad that you've decided to join me on this journey. As a single parent, from my own experiences, chronic pain and serious illnesses has meant a lot of guilt, a lot of loneliness, a lot of isolation, a lot of stress carrying the weight of the family, and the amount of responsibility and worries that come with that. And so I want to acknowledge that that's what you may be going through too, and that this is a space for you to let go of some of that, even if it's just for a moment, to reconnect with that part of yourself that might have been pushed aside in the busyness of life and in all the responsibilities that come with it. This course is about exploring the healing power of art, specifically the kind of free, childlike creativity that we often lose touch with as adults because we expect more from ourselves. And as I've said, art has been a massively powerful tool in my own healing, and I believe that it can be the same for you. But ultimately the goal here isn't to create beautiful artwork, it's to reconnect with that part of yourself that needs a voice and will help you to release that emotional tension and find a sense of peace through the process of creating. So let's start in this first lesson. I think we'll start gently, and we'll start by just letting go of the expectations and allowing the creativity to find you, like children do. Children will sit down at a desk with no objective. They'll just sit there with a pen, and they'll pick up the pen and they'll do what feels good to them. And so I would like you to grab some paper, whatever drawing tools you've got to hand, maybe crayons, markers, pencils, pastels, paints. Anything will work. This is just an exploration for you. And I want to just slow things down, breathe, and acknowledge that right now you're probably feeling a range of emotions. It could be the anxiety about taking time out from your massive to-do list. It could be a sense of self-doubt. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? This is stupid. Those feelings are completely valid. It's just your rational brain kind of coming in and trying to hijack you because it's trying to put you back on track, or what it thinks is back on track. You may feel like there's no room for this kind of play in your life, or maybe, is this actually going to help me? And it's perfectly natural, It's natural to feel that way. And even as an artist, sometimes I sit down at my desk and I feel that exact same way, and I have to override that by just becoming present and picking up a pen and letting the pen do the work without my thinking brain leading the way, because my thinking brain has an ulterior motive. It wants to create something of value. Whereas our childlike brain, our subconscious, the value is different. It understands that the value of letting go and allowing that childlike joy to come through is priceless. So, taking all of that into consideration, with pen in hand and paper in front of you, just relax, drop your shoulders, take a lovely, lovely deep breath, fill your lungs with oxygen to enrich your blood. get your creative juices flowing. And pick up a pen and just start moving your hand on the paper, moving and doodling. Whatever that doodle looks like, it doesn't matter. For me, I do what feels good in the moment. I do what makes my body relax. So it could be a very smooth piece of paper and a pencil and just shading nothing, just shading the paper in little tiny squares, because that feels lovely. It could be making repetitive squares. I love to do that. I do 3-dimensional boxes. I join all the squares together so that it's a mass of squares. But do what feels right for you in this moment. It might be that your materials don't feel good. It might be that they feel frustrating. Like the paper might have a texture that doesn't allow the pen or the pencil or the pastel, whatever it is, to move smoothly across it. In which case you'll feel some element of frustration and anger. So just allow that. And that might require you to move bigger, to make more sweeping, more gestural movements. And just go with it. If that's what you feel like doing, just go with it. So just without having an end in sight, create what you need to create. It could be writing. You might need to write words. If you don't want someone to understand what it means, it might be that you create your own shorthand for it. I don't want to overwhelm you at this point. I want you to just do what feels right for you in this moment. And let whatever's going to come up. And try to allow that to move through your body and out into the mark making that you are creating. This is a chance for you to be in the moment, out of your thinking brain, out of your analytical brain, and into pure creativity with no agenda, no judgment. So pause this here and carry on for as long as you feel called to carry on with this. And then I would love to create a dialogue with you to find out what came up for you, what kind of emotions, what kind of gestural marks were created by you. It could be that you've drawn in the top right hand corner, just made a tiny little mark, and that's okay. But I'd love to hear what you've created. Brilliant. Now that you've spent time doing the free flow work, it would be great to do some journaling, to write down what your experience was, to keep it fresh so that you understand what you went through as you were doing it. So take a moment to reflect. How did it feel to create without judgment? Did you notice any emotional release or physical sensations as you were drawing? It's important to remember that whatever you felt during this process is okay. It could have been quite freeing, actually, or maybe bring up some uncomfortable feelings, but that is part of the healing process, and there is no right or wrong way to experience this. But just allow yourself some space and give yourself some love during this process, because that's the most healing thing you can do. And maybe write down a few thoughts or feelings in your journal, because it's a safe space for you to express whatever comes up. And don't forget that you're not alone in this. Many parents who are single parents dealing with the same thing are struggling with the same emotions, and your feelings are valid. And taking taking this time for yourself is really brave, and it's really important to the healing process. So give yourself some congratulations. You've done an amazing job. Well done. I look forward to hearing about your experiences. Just drop a message in the chat and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. But well done. It's a big deal, and I'm really proud of you. So well done. All right. Lots of love.